I really rock on any block. I really rock on any.
Hi, I feel like a rat. The reason I feel like a rat is because of B.F. Skinner, who was a psychologist from the 20th century, 1948 to be exact. He developed the idea of positive reinforcement. So let's say I tell this video will explain what I'm talking about better. There's a moth in my room.
I love that.
I feel like a rat, which is the animal that B.F. Skinner did the experiment with. Basically, he put some rats in a box and they got a treat if they did certain things. And that's how I feel, because I got a treat of 171 subscribers. I made that very long and detailed and muddled analogy to say that I'm super thankful for everyone who subscribed. 171 isn't a lot to many people. Some people might not even consider 171,000 subscribers to be a lot, but very, very grateful for all the attention and support and just like positive reinforcement you guys have been giving me. So I wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for watching my last video. If you give a cat a treat when it rings the bell, it's going to ring the bell even more. So this is me ringing my bell. Today I saw that my video surpassed 1,000 views. I was like,
time to record.
Today I'm going to be starting a new segment on my channel called Throwback Thursday, where I remind you guys of some products we used to use when we were younger and I guess bring those back to light. So let's get it shit poppin'. For all my late 90s and early 2000s babies, I don't know why people always like to count early 2000s babies out. They're like, oh, if you're born after 1999, you're like an idiot. The first thing I want to talk about is the thing that everyone is reminded of when they think of our generation: silly bands. They were really ripping us off. They were selling us like pieces of rubber that were worth like 5 cents for like $5. And my mom was not having it at all. She did not purchase any silly bands. She had us getting the fake ones from like the dollar store, and they were like less vibrant, like rubber or whatever. Like the color wasn't as nice as the real silly bands. So I'd bring them to school, and you know, you'd go and you'd trade them and you'd try to like see if you could get someone's better silly band for yours. Nobody would want to trade with me. I would be like, oh, can you trade this one for that one? They'd be like, is this real? And I'm like, yeah, of course it's real. My mom got it. Like, she got it for me. Like, is it real silly bands though? And I'm just like, yeah. Let's talk really quickly about the weird mustache trend that was happening on Tumblr. Like, why were we obsessed with mustaches as a generation for like 2 years? They would have nail designs for mustaches, those glasses with the mustache. Why were we all obsessed with bow ties and suspenders? Like, why were we all just obsessed with being old men? So mini story time. When I was young, I was never allowed to have social media. Everyone was making a Facebook in that phase in like 7th or 8th grade. Not me. I wasn't allowed to do any of that because my mom was convinced that I was stupid enough to tell someone where I lived and they would come away and steal me in the dead of night. So instead of making my own AIM, I took my friend's. I didn't steal her password or anything. She gave it to me. So I explained to her like, oh, my mom doesn't want me using social media, so can I use yours? And she gave me her password, and that night I logged on to it, and she didn't know that I was online because I didn't tell her that I was going on that night. But I was on her account, and I messaged the boy in our class that I had a crush on, and I asked him how he felt about me. Well, actually, I didn't ask him outright. I was like, oh, I was like, who would you prefer, Mary or Alyssa? And then he was like, Mary, and I was like, okay, well, do you prefer Sarah or Alyssa? And he was like, Sarah. And then I was like, do you prefer Joanna or Alyssa? And then he was like, I guess Alyssa. I just had to go to school the next day smiling like nothing happened. And when he came over to our table or he said anything to me, I was just feeling Do you guys remember Tamagotchis? Oh my god. Quick story time. So I went to a small private school where every grade only had one class. So first grade was one class, second grade was one class, third grade was one class, fourth grade was one class. I was in fourth grade at the time, and I begged my parents to get a Tamagotchi for Christmas, and they could not understand why I wanted a small object about this big that was worth $25. However, they did purchase it for me, and I was so excited. I was feeding my Tamagotchi. I was the best Tamagotchi mom there ever was. So I get back to school after Christmas break, and I'm bragging about my Tamagotchi. I'm like, oh my god, my Tamagotchi's so great. I love it. It's red and yellow. I'll never forget this. My best friend at the time she was a real troublemaker, I would say. Let me continue, because I still clearly have bitterness over this. She was like, oh, you're lying, you don't have a Tamagotchi. You don't, you're just saying that, you just want us to believe that. And I really did have it. Like, I don't know why this infuriated me so much, and it still infuriates me, because it's like, I really did have it. Like, I was not lying. It didn't even cross my mind to lie about something like that. Like, who just comes to school and they're like, yo, I'm gonna lie about having a Tamagotchi? Like, that just wasn't on my mind. Like, if I didn't have it, I didn't have it. And so I was like, yes, I do have a Tamagotchi. And I was a crybaby too, so it was just frustrating me, like it still is. I was just like, I do have a Tamagotchi. Like, why can't you believe me? She's like, well, bring it to school tomorrow. And I'm like, girl, you know toys ain't allowed, girl. I don't know about all that. But she was like, no, bring it. Like, if you really do have it, bring it. And of course, my dumb ass was like, okay. So I brought it to school the next day, and I almost made it. I showed it to her, and she's like, oh, you really do have it. And I'm like, bitch. But I had it at school for the whole day, and like in the last period, I had it in my desk and it fell out, and my teacher saw it, and she took it from me. And she said, I'm gonna give this back to you at the end of the year. She was like, either you bring your parent to the school or you can get it in June. She already knew damn well I wasn't bringing my mom or dad up in there to get a Tamagotchi that I knew I wasn't supposed to bring to school. She kept it. At the end of the year, when I asked her for it, she looked in her drawer with all her crap and all her toys that she stole from children, and she goes, I can't find it. I'll give it to you next year in 5th grade. Like, how do you even know I'm gonna be coming back to the school? And of course, I couldn't tell my parents, and it was the last day of school, so I went home without my Tamagotchi, never got it back. And then the next year in 5th grade, when I had a different teacher, I saw her with my Tamagotchi on her little key ring where she had all her keys to all the closets and all the doors in the school. And I'm just like, really, lady? You couldn't find it, but you have the nerve to put it on a keychain? And when she wasn't at her desk, I went to her classroom to get something, and I clicked on it, but I couldn't figure out how to get it off the key ring, and I saw that my Tamagotchi was dead. It was covered in poop from the neglect. Do you guys remember So Beautiful with the Crack Brothers?
I'm walking in the woods one day. Chris and Martin saw something strange. A little leaping lemur who liked to bounce and play. They followed their new bouncing friend, not knowing where this adventure would end. The animals were headed just around the bend.
Where they going?
I don't know.
How did we get there?
Come on, let's go. Me and you and Sabuma. Come along and see what's new. We're doing the things that animals do. New animal friends to see. Animal Junction's the place to be.
Elephants charging, baboons are leaping. Wild dogs running and nobody's sleeping.
Me and you and Sabuma. Come along and see what's new. We're doing the things that animals do. Me and you and Sabuma. Come along and see what's new. At Animal Junction we're waiting for you.
Me and you and Sabuma. Do the things the animals do. There's so many more missing, and I'm gonna keep this segment up if you guys like it. So if you do like it. I hate this part. I really do hate this part. I'm so bad at outros. If you do like this segment, give it a thumbs up so that I know to keep making it. I get that positive reinforcement, know what I'm saying? Ding ding, know what I'm saying? And subscribe to my channel. I'll be back like a butt crack. Thank you guys for watching. I will definitely see you in the next one.